Hello, everybody, and welcome to Damsels and Dice.
Where it's a little dicey.
And this is how we roll, and none of my dice are out.
I got a 20. It's gonna be a good day.
I got a 5. That's about how my day's been going. So
I got a 7, it's okay.
I got the lowest, that's about how it is.
This is weird. Usually I get the lowest.
At any rate, I don't think we have anything crazy to say, so let's go ahead and jump right into today's episode. The adventuring troupe who has been traveling from south to north and now east has been bombarded time after time with trying to rescue sprites and trying to evade capture from a group of assassins known as the Levin Spires. And upon recently has been tasked with a particular task from an individual known as Nessie. This traveling tattoo artist reached out and asked if the group of Zoom, Wyatt, Jacob, Talal, Jen, Talavin, and Nora see if they could go further east, as it seems as though there has been a little bit of trouble, and she is interested but cannot physically be there at the time. After a quick spell by Tarragon Lightfoot, one of the sprites on the main council of the Hattustrip, they managed to make it to the forest, where they narrowly escaped an encounter with some very large boars. Upon arriving out on the very edge of town, or at the edge of the forest, where they transported via plants, they heard the sound of ruckus, the sounds of shouting and noise. They rushed forward to see that there was a caravan, an entire group of individuals being attacked. Their wagons and these massive trees being plundered by a group of 9 or so individuals. Quickly, they were able to dispatch with a very heavy blow to the captain, and leaving one alive, discovered that there was a little outpost where evidently various spoils were taken. Curious as to whether or not there were any individuals, any people taken, the group decided to pursue this particular avenue. On their first evening of camp, Talavin, who had looted what remained of the captain, checked out 3 separate rings and hesitantly approached Nora as a certain secret was revealed recently to the entire group, and Nora was feeling slightly perturbed about the entire reveal.
Slightly slighted.
Slightly slighted.
That's right.
Slightly
Slightly mad.
After identifying this, it was discovered that this particular ring was a very, very powerful one. And to their benefit, decided to see what capabilities this particular ring had, known as a Ring of Regeneration, giving it to their small sprite friend, who they've been traveling with for many months now, Talal. And that is where we left off, is you all went through an entire evening of sleep, and it is early in the morning. Being that you are much further north than what you currently were before, there is once again the slight chill to the air, although spring has definitely taken root in this particular area. You all elected not to stay directly in the forest, but right at that barrier where you can see the fields and fields of stumps and of just nubs of trees. Talavin, I believe you were the first one who woke up, as the first of the 2 sons, Targaryen and Una, were just rising over the distant hills. And what do?
Well,
It's early. There's a light mist over the surrounding area. You all have that tarp, that canopy that was originally on Jacob and Wyatt's wine cart, currently draped over all of you. As this very, very low kind of canopy tent.
Technically, who was on watch last? Because I took watch, and then Talal and Jen took watch. Who took watch?
Yeah, they took Jacob, I think, took last watch, if I remember correctly.
So then I assume he's up as well?
He's up. He's scanning left and right. He's been up for a while. Getting kinks in his shoulders.
I guess I'll just like wake up just a little like I miss beds. I was getting so used to that. And then I will I'll just like quietly get up and just start making breakfast and maybe check with Hello and Jen. Not like if the saddlebags closed, it's not a big deal. But if not, like just like a little.
If you remember from last week, they had their bag was actually off to the side, and the moss that Jin had gathered before during your all's time was actually she managed to help pull it over to the side. They both pulled it on top, and then ended up just sleeping out among the stars. Okay. So they're currently both kind of sleeping on top in this soft moss. They're spooning. Tala's actually the big spoon. He's on the outside. His left arm is wrapped around her waist. Her arm is kind of like cupped around his, and her hair, which is this brilliant red, and usually her sapphire eyes are there to illuminate it, but in this like light morning mist, they're just like little droplets, just like little stardust in her hair. She has it like pulled all the way over to the side so it doesn't get tangled among Tello's much shorter brown and white tipped hair.
And do I notice anything?
Perception check.
The army crawls.
Actually, this would be investigation. You get curious.
Well, I'm not gonna bother them because investigation is more like I have
this
to go and search.
Getting closer. Because perception is like you glance over and you notice something. Investigation is, hey, did this thing work? And you get a little bit closer.
Oh, that's terrible. This is how my night's gonna go. This is great. That's a 12.
It's a 12.
I'm putting this away.
Yeah. And just for kicks and giggles, roll a stealth check for me.
I'm gonna use a different dice.
They wake up to you right
Just for kicks and giggles.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a natural 17.
Nice.
Stealth. That is a 23.
23. Very quietly, your packs are all over to the side for various elements of protection along the side to help keep the canopy tucked in on your left, on your right, and all the way around. So you have to go over to your bag anyway, and you're kind of used to the morning, tiptoeing over. As you get over closer to where all of the bags are, since they were out looking at the stars, you glance over, and initially, like just something seems a little bit off, so you get just slightly closer. And they're not stirring yet, but as you look, you can see that there's faint shimmer along the torn edge of Talel's wing. This very faint glow, and you swear that as you're sitting there and you're almost like a staring contest, you have to not blink. But as you're watching, it's just you can almost see that there are elements that are almost, it looks like unfurling and just taking shape right there before your eyes. You're just holding your breath as you start removing the pots and pans and just backing up.
And I don't say anything. I'm gonna wait for them to figure it out because it's gonna be too cute.
Ever so quiet. Jacob looks over. Something wrong?
And I'll go closer and I'll just be like, I found this ring on that dude that I turned to ash the other day, and it's regenerating his wing. It's growing back his wing.
What?
He's gonna get his wing back. He's gonna be able to fly again.
Wow. Pretty nifty ring.
Yeah. Better than the healing I can do, apparently.
You start making breakfast, and slowly but surely the rest of you start getting up. Nora, you kind of wake up and you just very faintly with your passive perception pick up on elements of this conversation.
Okay. Very happy. Yes.
Fucking finally. I'm just kidding.
Zoom sprawled out, rolls over, brings the blanket half with him. His entire back is exposed, but his front is just like all cuddled up with blankets. And And Wyatt always looks like, very rarely does he ever seem at peace. But like while he's sleeping, his hair, like his hood is up, but his hair's just tossed in his face, and you can see that there's like this genuine relax. Like he's genuinely comfortable where he is currently.
I have such a good image. It's good. I just see the camp. It's beautiful. It's in my mind.
And your relative prisoner is also there.
I forgot about
Jacob, yeah, he's kind of propped up, and his head is back, and he's.
I totally forgot about him.
We do have a prisoner.
Shit, bro.
We have like, hang on, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14
Oh my god, we do. We have like
It's like 14 because you collected 9. I think.
8 bandit horses.
Oh, 8. So then there's 8 plus our 4, so we have 13 horses.
I'm not letting a single one of them go.
Plus Kiwi.
Plus Kiwi.
That's including Kiwi.
Because yeah, there's more than 4 horses. We have mine, yours, Zoom's, Kiwi's, Jacob,
Wyatt.
plus 8. That's 14 horses. We have 14
Kiwi.
horses.
Okay.
It's fine.
There's like no grass in the area. It's
No,
like,
there's definitely not. The
Oh no,
bark
there's
on the
no
trees
there's no grass.
taken off.
They're just trying to eat parts of the tree. They're like going over and chewing on the
Horses do
bark.
that. They do. They'll eat the branches and the leaves and the bark.
I believe you.
It's weird.
Yeah, you can see where there are like bite marks in all of the stumps there in the nearby vicinity. As far as they could go, there are just little chomp marks all around the edge where they're peeling away some of the bark.
How
What remained
healthy
of
do these horses look? Like, how do they look?
I mean, they don't look unhealthy, but you know, you could probably get some meat on their bones if you perked them up just a little bit more. They don't look bad.
They'd sell better with more weight on them. We could put more gold. And I could train a couple of them, and we could make a lot of money.
Don't need more horses. Hang on. Nora's still wait. But
I mean, I was talking to Kinsey, but
I know,
like...
I know. Okay.
The things that are going through Talvin's head is just like, yes, horses at last. This is what I've always wanted.
All right. Just in the morning, I'm still gonna work on my book of ancient secrets. Like whenever I wake up, I'm just gonna kind of like do like a little stretch, and then start working on my thing, just as a morning thing.
I'm gonna pick the most healthy looking horse. And I'm just gonna like work with him a little bit. I don't know, just like.
Are you making breakfast, or are you working with the horse?
I don't know how long it takes her to do that. So I was mostly just making tea and just throwing some like small things on
In the fire.
just like here's some like re-warm ups. Because I didn't know how long we were gonna stay here. Because I thought we okay.
Yeah, by the time you get everything ready for breakfast, relatively speaking, I mean, it'd probably be about half an hour, at which point you're, Talal!
Yes! Talvin like has her back to them and is just like, yes.
Do you hear, what? All of a sudden you're, a thunk. You glance over. If Nora's looking, I don't know if anybody's actually paying any attention, but you just hear a quick thunk. And then look, it pulls over. And initially, like you can, as out of the corner of your eye, I'm guessing, with at least Nora's passive perception. I don't know. You said you weren't looking at them, Talvin.
At first I wasn't, but now I'm too curious and wants to look.
With your passive perception, you would have seen, Tala was initially stretching and was up on one shoulder and stretched. And as he was pushing himself up, Jin was on her way of rolling over and sees this. Immediately grabs him, like throws him over, essentially onto her lap as she's looking, and then forces him back up. All of a sudden, he's absolutely baffled by everything that's going on as his eyes finally catch those bright green eyes of his. Finally catch the side. You can just see his entire body just release this tension. where you all are, you can see everything is just shaking with just this nervous excitement, just seeing this. And you can see he has like able to like bend his wings. I mean, they're not completely taut, so he bends it over, and they both begin just examining the edges. And he just looks at that ring. Talvin.
I'm just like sitting. I'm just like on the other side of the fire with my tea, like yes.
Your ring apparently is working. He actually looks lightheaded. And initially he went to stand up, and he's just once again sitting, and Jen is just combing her hands through his hair and just like trying to catch his eye as he just has this mile-long look in his eye. She's like, this is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. It presses their foreheads together, and you can just see both of their wings are just shimmering in this bright morning dew light.
This was worth the 7 months it took to get here for my birthday. We've been waiting for
Damn it, July.
7 months. We started playing in January.
7 months for this shit. So long, but it actually makes it better now, I think. Like, it makes it better now than
It's beautiful. Okay. There's 6, 7, I'm just reveling in this moment. Well, Nora's like sitting probably with her knees propped up with like her book of invocations working like this, and she's just kind of watching them happily.
I'm on like the other side of the fire pit as I'm like stoking my eggs and I'm drinking my tea. I'm just like, yes, I did good. Yes. Not literally like that, but
yeah, they both end up standing. He's still a little bit wobbly as he's just looking. You just see there's just brightness to all of a sudden both of their demeanors as she's looking at it, and she's like, you can see it. You can see where it's. And he's like, I'm not going to look. It could fall off. Everything could just fall off if I take this ring off. This is. He just looks at you, just gives this nod.
I just give him this really big smile.
For the rest of the morning, for about half an hour or so, as you all finish eating breakfast and stuff, everybody gathers up their things. The one guy finally wakes up. And you guys, do you guys set off right away, or what? You said it would take about 2 days to get there.
Yeah, we need to get going. 2 days. Oof. Yeah.
I'll manage to travel for about half a day, so it's about a day and a half or so left.
Okay.
At a sauntery pace, at a normal pace.
With 14 horses. As long as nothing goes wrong. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Horses are pack animals. We'll be fine.
I'll pack up all of your belongings and once again head off on the road.
I tie them all to each other like I did previously. It's like a little train of horses.
Make an animal handling check. Because there are so many, I'm going to say you actually have disadvantage at this. There are so many.
In animal handling, Madison.
I know you do. You can still have disadvantage at something you're proficient in.
21. You're lucky it was a disadvantage because I was a natural 20.
Wow.
Some of them are a little bit more unruly than the others. And about 30, 40 or so minutes go by, and some of them you have to really tie in there, and you figure if they get loose, it's going to be an interesting ride. I managed to get all of them
to me, so I can keep an eye.
For the most part, you managed to get them all relatively in a chain, and Wyatt is just up at the front, closer to Nora, as he's just shaking his head. He's like, I don't like this. They're
at least.
There are so many of those.
As Talvin's just like happy as can be, like petting them all and like like a little kid in a candy shop. She's just like, yes, horses everywhere.
Some of them are trying to roam off. Some of them are trying to pull at the lead. So, I mean, some of them are just going everywhere. And it isn't until you guys get started that they try and follow a line. But already there are starting to be some behavioral problems in the back. Pretty part of your afternoon, there really isn't anything particularly happening. The day turns out to be just barely overcast, although you can still see the suns peeking out above on the horizon. Midday comes. We'll take a look left, take a look right. Go ahead and make a perception check.
16.
21.
Right. You notice, as you guys have been going along, that every once in a while you hear something in the woods. You all have been tracking, as far as I'm aware, along the edge of the forest. You all have not necessarily entered the forest, but you guys are running parallel, running between the stumps and the entire deforested area, and the thick forest to your left. Every once in a while, you see one pair of eyes. Two pair of eyes. Sometimes they're off low, sometimes they're off high. When you go to take a stretch break in the afternoon, as you guys are making sure your prisoner isn't going anywhere, ensuring the lines are taut and secure, you're just having a hard time with the horses, just a smidge, as some of them are... let's just say there's a mix of male and female personalities going on right now.
Mare's at the back, male's at the front.
The problem ones are at the front.
Yeah, that's why they're at the front.
Well, notice that as you all are taking the stretch break, glance over into the woods and you see these two eyes just staring at you. They're not far apart, relatively close together. Not cross-eyed. But just in comparison to the other pairs of eyes you've seen, there's just this one dark silhouette deep into the woods with these two eyes that are closer together than the other beasts that you've noticed.
Does it look humanoid?
It's a silhouette right now. You can barely make out the top of its head and these ears come through. But it's currently hunched, what you can tell. Everything else it's hard to get a read off of this creature.
Do you want to get the crossbow bolted?
Okay, so...
Is this the same creature that's been tracking us for a while, for like a couple days now?
It looks similar to some of the other creatures that have been nearby, but no, this is a different creature.
Okay, how tall? Like, you said it's a silhouette, but is it like a tall that's like hunched?
Based on its distance, it's probably pretty tall.
I'm going to ask the prisoner and be like, what kind of creatures you got around here that'd be tracking us in the woods?
I just started this. There are lots of things in those woods. Lots of scary things in those woods.
Like what?
Big dogs, big boars,
I bet it's a bear.
big monkeys, big bears. Big. I heard the squirrels will tear your face off.
Interesting.
And there are these big tree rats that swing in the trees. That's not great.
Okay. I'm not going to comment on that.
How far away did you say it was?
It looks to be 60 or so feet away.
Rats. Okay. 60 feet away. I'm
60
going...
plus feet based on what you can see by the silhouette.
About how far into the woods is it? So if it's 60 feet from us, like how far are we from the woods? And then how far in does it need to be in the woods?
You're right at the edge of the woods, so at most you all would be 10, 15 feet away from the closest tree. And then it's about 60, 70 or so feet beyond that,
Okay, so it's like 80 feet away from us.
give or take.
In the woods. Okay. Nora's gonna make sure everyone's aware that there is a creature stalking us in the woods.
I glances over, notices. Great. More scary things. Jacob looks, peers in. He's like, "He's not coming at us. Should we really initiate something like that?"
But also, do we want a sneak attack when it comes up behind us out of nowhere?
Maybe it's just making sure that we're not doing anything. I mean, the Tarragon said that, the things, just don't like things burning in there. Maybe it's just making sure that we're not bothering the forest.
I wonder if it's
We can wait it out.
I think we should continue on, and just keep an eye out. And if it initiates, then we retaliate.
I like it, sure. Wyatt is just watching. I don't like this. I'd rather not. Just keeps a blade pretty close.
Does he seem like he wants to go after it first? Is that what he seems like? Or that he doesn't want to fight it?
You can make an inside check on him. And kind of get it gauged up for him.
27.
27. He doesn't like the idea of something watching him, doesn't like the idea of things stalking him. You've kind of got this vibe that if something is keeping too close of eyes that he doesn't want on him, he just wants it to go away. However, he wants it to go away. Continue on for the rest of the day. Every once in a while, glancing over, notice that the same eyes track you for a few more hours before vanishing off into the woods.
Does nobody have, speak with animals? Don't you have that?
Yes. But I have to kind of know what animal it is, so I would have to get closer and, initiate it.
Okay.
Because each animal has its own language, basically.
You could just start trying different languages.
I would just... Essentially, that's what would happen. Nora's not about that. She likes to know what she's getting into.
Oh, thank you, please.
Okay.
Cool. That is all then, I guess.
Alright. How long do we travel and don't notice it tracking us?
You all pretty much, you all would notice it leave.
Okay.
At one point, you just notice that the eyes blink a couple of times and then head off further and further into the woods.
Okay.
Without making a sound.
Okay, good. Good for us. I guess we'll just keep going and make camp eventually.
Yep.
Eventually, you guys make camp. nice and stealthy, nice and quiet. The evening begins to transpire. Who takes first watch?
I will.
Okay, you take first watch. Take second watch, and then Zoom offers to take the last watch. You drift off as everyone else drifts off into sleep. Talavin, go ahead and make a perception check for the evening.
15.
15, okay.
I cast alarm, by the way. Always.
Notice as you are sitting there glancing about, keeping watch, maneuvering your way around the camp. You're not walking, but every once in a while you readjust position, making sure that all of your bases are covered. You do hear something in the woods. Snap.
Somebody's nabbing my goddamn horses, aren't they? Do I see my horses walking off in the distance?
How far away did you put your horses?
I mean, right next to my horse, which is usually right where I'm sleeping. So, like, they would have been literally directly behind me to steal my horses.
For kicks and giggles, make a passive persuasion roll, as Wyatt and Jacob both made a note that this many horses being so close to the camp might raise a bit of a stink.
24.
24. Okay. You did manage to persuade them that, no, you're going to keep them close, and knowing
They're
how
an
you can
alarm
do-
in themselves. Literally, the second they start shifting around, danger's around. Like, come on, guys.
the horses aren't moving.
Huh?
The horses don't seem alarmed at all.
No, that's my persuasion, is they're like an alarm. If some danger starts running towards us, they're going to start freaking out. We're all going to wake up. That's how I persuaded them. Y'all need to know more about
They let it go, but they're on the opposite. They try and sleep as far away.
Them. No, I'm just kidding. They're stealing my horses and letting them go.
That's what I was thinking.
And your horses are not reacting, by the way, as you are hearing the sound.
I get out my scimitar and I start making my way towards the rear end of where all the horses are that I can tell are definitely leaving.
You glance out, your horses are all still there.
The hell?
All of them are still there. You glance over your shoulder, however, to the forest, and just see these two pairs of eyes, much taller than the figure that you... Well, no, it would probably be about the same height as the figure. His humanoid face is just barely illuminated in the near pitch blackness. Dark vision allows you to see most of their humanoid faces. For now, they're hiding in the shadows. So there are two of them. Keeping an eye on your camp and keeping an eye on your horses.
And what were they saying?
One of them just did shh as they approached.
I'm going to link with Nora as she's asleep. To wake her up. I'm so sorry.
Are they 30 feet away? Because I always cast alarm when I'm out.
They're just beyond that. They're about 60 or so feet out, which is where your dark vision ends, which is why you can barely make out that these humanoid features that are approximately 10 or so feet off the ground.
Oh.
I link with Nora. Wake the fuck up.
It's you're to that particular kind of link is a little bit different for an unconscious creature. I'd say make a wisdom check.
That's a 17 plus.
And Nora roll essentially a perception check at disadvantage because you are asleep.
Perception.
21.
Okay. 19.
19. As you are in your dreamscape, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
You're, get the cuss up from your cousin. This echoing, booming voice just shattering your perception as you
She
look
was
up
already
to the
angry enough with
heavens
me.
themselves and watch the sky crack, and you wake up.
Her wings just...
You are startled awake, Nora, at the sound of your cousin's raspy voice coming through to you via the... You actually make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh man, is that cocked?
Actually, no, this would be this would be charisma. This is your force of will.
Oh wait, I rolled a natural 20.
Roll a natural 20. You get up and do not utter a sound as initially you feel the shriek rising up in your throat of startledness, and you all of a sudden in that instant remember where you are and that something could possibly be wrong, and you just
Yeah.
keep it locked in, and your eyes immediately find your cousin.
What?
And I just point towards them, like, they're speaking. They're getting closer.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Nora looks and I guess sees what Talvin is seeing.
Yes, with your passive perception, you glance past where she's pointing and just barely make out these two humanoid faces. Just about 10 or so, it's about 10 or so feet tall based on what you can see.
Okay, so they're both about 10 feet, or was one taller than the other?
They're both about 10 feet or so. And upon seeing this sudden rustling bit of movement, begin backing away in the shadows here. Back off into the woods.
It was somebody on a horse. Is that what can I glean that?
I think they're like some kind of monster. Or we're linking this, right?
It could be a centaur.
They're not 10 feet tall.
What do you mean not 10 feet tall?
Centaurs?
Yeah, because it's a horse's body. They're probably taller than that. And then like a human torso? Rob, you never watched Percy Jackson? I know it was a terrible movie. The books were great. Terrible movie. Books were great.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but you should read the books. Don't watch the movie. It's terrible. They get nothing right. Nothing. But like, bro, they're huge. I have the book. Do you want to check the stats on one?
So would Nora,
because it'll be like, that's like, the sound of it leaving, did it sound like horses?
The sound about leaving is something akin to horses. Possibly.
Centaur. I am not fighting a herd of centaur. Okay, Madison Thompson, do not do this. Look at that face.
I didn't do anything!
being scolded for not doing anything yet. So Nora is going to, after they like trot off, Nora's going to go carefully and stealthily where they were and see if she can see any tracks.
I will go as well and help her investigate.
Sneakity. Make a stealth check.
Okay, we're both up. Natural 19.
Not sneaky.
25.
7. Still groggy from her dream. Just
Yeah, you're half stumbling out. Your foot gets caught on Taliban's bag, which was near the entrance, and some of the pots fly out. At which point, actually, let me make sure.
Oh dear. This is the opposite of what I wanted.
I'm cocked.
Oh, Wyatt's definitely picking up. Definitely. This man's about to throw a dagger straight at my face.
You do hear and hear a sheath being pulled. However, it's much smaller.
Immediately duck.
It's a much fainter sound as you see Talel has startled awake.
Oh, it's just
What are you doing awake? I mean, I know you're on watch. What's going on?
I saw something.
Are we being attacked?
Not yet. Oh, I'm like probably further away because I was actually being stealthy. I was like,
yeah, like we saw something in the woods. It ran off, but we're gonna look at the tracks.
He looks down at Jin, and they would both once again put this little canopy of moss. They were currently sleeping, and at his sudden startle awake, she stirs, and you hear her mutter like half of something in Sylvan as he looks at her and just brushes her hair, gives her a quick kiss, and he says, "Do you need any assistance?"
Maybe do you want to like keep an eye out in that direction in case they come up from behind us for a minute while we go over there?
Of course.
Cool beans.
Takes his bow automatically, and, takes the side of his pouch, which has all of the potions in it, and pulls it off to the side. it is majority regrown. An element at the tip is still forming. And as soon as he wakes up, he glances over and does notice this. You just see this quirky, almost half cocky smile on his face as he sees this. And right now it's kind of this cloudy, misty color, which contrasts slightly, but where it was originally torn has essentially crystallized and is once again its original color. So you get the feeling that it'll probably continue once it fully forms.
This man's gonna be a total stud once he gets all these things. Speaking of studs.
Talaman, you once again sneak off. Nora, you just kind of stomp over like, well, people, she's asked me. Like that they already know we're here. They already notice it's whatever. You go ahead and make this would be what kind of thing are you looking for? Are you just looking for tracks, or are you looking to see what direction they are? Are you trying to ascertain what it is?
Why don't I look at what kind of tracks there are? Why don't you look at maybe what direction they went?
Okay, so Nora rolled a nature check, and then you were trying to figure out what they are. Yeah, both of you roll nature checks.
Yes.
Okay. It's always cocked. That's worse.
Well, my nature's garbage. 17.
Like
17. Based on the hooves, you do know that these particular tracks are those of horses. Everything on the ground is a little bit muddled. The forest itself is primarily made of all of this tangled of roots, and it's hard to determine what direction they went in. You know that there was this turnaround, obviously, and it headed off in what would be, you guys are headed north. It would be kind of in like in a westerly-ish direction, but you don't get more than 10 or so feet away before you just look around and you can't find any more tracks. Like, it's just the ground is uneven and it's just not speaking to you.
And as I'm 10 feet away, Taliban lights up.
I just get this bubble of light.
All of a sudden, you squint your eyes, forcing them to readjust as you blink a few times, looking around. No, the trail, you can't determine where the trail is. And you don't notice anything, based on your roll, you don't notice anything about the tracks.
I go over to Nora. I extinguish it and I go over to Nora and I'm like, can you tell what direction they went?
Somewhere this way, but they...
Can I try to look?
Sure.
I hate nature.
Nature. Actually, this would be probably... Yeah, no, it's nature.
18.
18. You know that they're heading off in some kind of westerly direction further into the woods, but...
Is it the general same direction that we're heading?
20 feet, but no.
Is it the direction we're heading or a different direction?
It's heading the opposite direction of where you guys are. It's like opposite and slightly off to the side. Where you guys are heading is currently north, and so they kind of head like a southwest kind of area.
Okay, well, at least they're not heading in the same direction we are. If they are tracking us.
Yeah, that's nice. Do you need more help?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go back to bed.
Okay.
Nora goes back to sleep.
And hits resume.
Pause. Resume. I'm gonna wake
you
you
guys
up for second watch and not Nora. Yeah, I'm gonna wake Zoom up for second watch and not Nora. I think I pissed her off enough for like the last 2 weeks.
Zoom currently curls, rolls over. You can see that he's got a little bit of smile underneath his little tusks.
I need sleep. I'm just gonna stay awake. I don't need sleep. It's fine. I can't wake anybody up. I know. Take him away.
When do you wake up? Who?
For second watch, instead of waking up Nora, I'm going to wake up Zoom.
You would remember that he is taking third watch.
Then I will take first and second watch and wake him up for third watch. Fuck it. I'm not waking Nora up a second time in a night. Or wait, is Talal still awake?
Whenever you all come back, yeah, he's awake.
I'm gonna just be like,
did you find anything?
No. Well, we found some
Right.
hoof tracks, but we can't
Right.
really tell what it was.
Right.
But they seem to be headed in the opposite direction. They might just be tracking us.
It's not necessarily reassuring, but right. Make sure we'll tell the group in the morning. Good night.
Okay, yeah, good night. God damn it. I can't wake any of these people up. God damn.
He scooches down, wraps his arm once again around Jin. You can see she stirs slightly. They both once again fall back to sleep.
It's so cute.
So you stay up for 2 sessions.
Yeah. I'm not waking her up. Nope.
All right. Nora,
Considering I only need 4 hours of sleep.
6.
Damn it. Cuss.
Which, if you do stay up for both, you will take that point of exhaustion.
What'd you say?
If you stay up for both sessions, you will take a point of exhaustion.
It's fine. I'm not gonna wake. They don't even like me right now. I'm not gonna wake them up.
Okay.
Nora, in the meantime, you drift off into this lovely, peaceful sleep until your eyes open to that familiar midnight blue canopy. Stars, hundreds and thousands and millions of stars. There's the silhouetted trees braided over top of you. You're currently leaning up against one of the trunks as you open your eyes. You glance about. You do end up noticing the silhouette of your mentor while walking through the woods. Eventually, you see him pull back his hood and you see the familiar tousled hair of Jasper.
With the ring?
He still has the ring.
You did this to yourself, Madison. I don't even feel sorry for you when she asked you every
No, I'm glad she's paying attention. I tried giving her all the cues before. Nah, I'm trying to teach you all to be vigilant. Constant vigilance!
Okay. Plus I
Glance over, and he's got that same curled up smile. Well, a little bit of an eventful day.
A little bit.
Well, being stalked in the woods isn't necessarily ideal, but at least you were not encountered with anything.
Yes, we were able to avoid that encounter. That is very nice.
How are you feeling as his hand reaches down for you?
Oh, I take his hand and be like, I'm feeling fine.
Lifts you to your feet. Shall we go?
Let's go.
He touches the tree that you all have approached, and they all been folding and bending and twisting until they make that very familiar looking arena. He steps onto the platform, helps you up, says, "Let's focus on one thing at a time, shall we? Are you ready?
Yes. Take
And concentrate and focus.
Yes.
Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
Yes.
You begin reciting your mantra and begin recalling all of these memories and all of these successes.
14.
14. Feel that initial spark. That it doesn't progress the way you want it to.
18.
18. You take that spark and begin conjuring all of these images of you helping people, of you proving yourself to others. And you begin feeling that radiant energy spread through your torso, through your chest, this warm light dripping down your arms. all the way to your fingertips. You feel it traveling down your spine, filling every nerve in your body. Make another charisma saving throw.
24.
24. This time, as you begin manifesting these images, they become clearer, and all of a sudden that energy flares, and you take that initial inhale, and they begin traveling up your arm. Every nerve, every fiber, every muscle begins drawing up your spine. You feel it traveling up by the base of your neck, right there at the cusp, as you make another charisma saving throw. 18 begins to manifest and coalesce along your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, take that moment as you, with a quick, almost drawing motion of your wrists, you roll them, and wings have been summoned. These dark midnight blue wings dripped into this ombre silver, sharp on the edges like daggers. These little bits of moon or stardust, almost giving this slight sparkle to your wings. You ruffle your feathers, looking left, looking right. You can just see, there's just this pride in his emerald eyes.
Alright. I'm going to dispel them.
You take that moment and go ahead and make just a wisdom check for me.
Just to check. 15.
15, you exhale and let that energy drain through your body and dissipate. Says you are definitely getting stronger. Can't wait to see what else you're capable of.
I'm rather excited myself. I'm going to do
Gives you this look, and he's like, your hair is getting in the way. Brushes it back
Ooh, dear.
across your pointed ear. Gives you this smile and once again begins stepping back. At which point, Nora, get the kiss on. The entire sky seems to break and shatter like stone has been thrown through glass or a mirror. As he looks around wildly and says, you need to go. You wake up in a start, and that sequence occurs.
Yikes. Yeah, definitely not waking her
You
up.
stalk back to bed. Lay back down. Curl up. Go to bed angry. After about an hour or so,
She's not talking to me tomorrow. She's gonna be even more angry and nobody's even gonna know why except for her. Well, tell her probably. Well, not really.
you once again open your eyes. And this time the area seems not distorted. It's agitated slightly. As you focus your mind, as you concentrate, everything solidifies. And you hear, what was that about? Over your shoulder as he's sitting beside, as Jasper in his archfeyan form is currently leaning up against the tree directly to your right-hand side. Glances playfully over his left-hand shoulder at you.
Oh dear.
She saw something in the woods and woke me up.
It's spooked.
Yes, she was spooked. It looked like it had looked like horse hooves, but it was very tall and had a human face. And I believe she said that it spoke.
I did.
Or could have been someone riding a horse, by the description of it.
Possibly.
I'm not as familiar with this area as I would like to be. My eyes have been turned to a great many things as of late. At any rate, I would continue or simply converse, lest she sees something else that spooks her in the woods.
No, you don't
Maybe I'll get some more training in before she decides to wake me up for my watch.
Certainly. Let's be quick about it then. He quickly helps you to your feet, and you all, within a few steps, manages to guide you directly there. His arm just guiding you quickly. Trees once again bend and fold, and you once again stand up on that platform. Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw.
Natural 20.
You take that moment, and as you roll your shoulders, slipping immediately back into this energy, you can't help but think, I'm gonna figure something out on my watch. And when I do, it's gonna be great. As you roll your shoulders, you feel that spark of radiant energy as it extends all the way down into your fingertips and already begins drawing back. You feel it drawing down your legs and then back up again. Your body is tense. The amount of energy. 22. You focus as you concentrate harder, leaning into it. It already draws up your spine, drains from your head, pulls from every muscle, every fiber, and it's now resting just barely along your shoulders. You're right there. 23.
Oh, sorry.
This time,
21. Sorry.
21. Then you exhale. Once again, with this drawing motion, your wings, your form is midnight blue, dipped in silver like blades. Surround you. Flare them a few times, hearing them scrape along the edges of the wood. Sharp.
Again. At least once more.
You exhale and dissipate. Through. 11. Something about that excitement, that incredible rush in your mind is just catching you up, and you feel that spark once again. Just barely starting, but it's barely flickering.
Natural 19, so that's 26.
26. You take that moment and let your breath calm you. You let your body calm down. Begin focusing and growing that energy. You feel it begin spreading through your arms, down your forearms, through every muscle, every nerve, every fiber. It reaches just the tips of your fingers. Another charisma saving throw.
Natural 18, so that's a 25.
There you go.
Yeah, girl.
These dice you gave me are fantastic. Thank you so much.
You clench your fists, and as you do, you send that energy slinging back through your arm up to the base of your neck. You feel it drawing up every nerve, every fiber of your spine, as it all interlocks right there at your shoulders.
Natural 20.
God
This time,
damn,
you feel the corner of your mouth smile. And this time, take a couple steps and jump. And as you jump,
That's cool.
it lets you glide forward a few feet just in front of him. You're now looking up into his eyes as these wings are just flaring beside you. It's midnight blue dipped in silver, sharp like blades. He's just smiling down. You can see there's just this gleam of pride in these emerald green eyes. He says, I think you're ready.
Ready for what? She says excitingly, as she, kind of turns, on her heel with her wings, helping her,
And they flow behind you, these impossibly soft wings. There are a few tricks that you can do, at least in your waking hours. Obviously, it will take a little bit of practice. But I think you're ready.
What do I do?
I want you to concentrate on a particular feature. This particular one is something that might help you see your enemies. Give you a slight advantage. He comes up behind you, and may I?
Yes.
As he touches the base of your wings where it connects, essentially he strokes the very top. Your wings flare out instinctually, almost like this nerve. Much like a cat's tail as it raises as you run your fingers down their spine. Instinctually they raise. It's like, I need you to focus. Make a charisma saving throw.
You're right, bro. You're right, bro.
Not focusing. She's like,
His voice is just whispering, essentially, just barely in your ear from
Think
behind.
she can concentrate when he's doing that?
Feel the shiver run down your spine. Focus, Nora.
You're not helping.
Let me help.
Ooh, doggy.
As he says this, you latch onto that voice instinctually, and without your partial knowing, you lean backwards and just feel his chest against your back. And as he inhales, you also inhale this singular breath as you focus. Instinctually, your wings flare, and that very faint dust, that almost starlight dust, coats the area. Just hangs, swirling aloft. Very fire. Takes a moment, he says, watch. Walks around you, and with a quick flick of his wrists, you watch as his entire form becomes invisible. Glance around, wondering where he might have gone, until you see this form walking through this starlit mist. Begins adhering to his outline. He takes his hand, gives you a wave, and bows before you.
Nora curtsies back.
Your wings instinctually perch up, and as you kneel, they flare out in the ends, the blades just outlining. It stays there for a certain amount of time before it vanishes and dissipates. He dispels his invisibility and walks forward. Again, concentrating a little bit on that. Your waking hours.
I think I can manage that. Training's gonna be
Very proud of you, Nora.
It means a lot to hear you say that. Thank you.
Looks, I think it's time for you to wake up. It's morning.
It's morning?
He goes over and touches the bottom of your chin with his index finger. Says, any questions? Anything I can possibly look into?
I don't have any questions right now. Hang on, he does his index finger?
His index finger is just under your chin, bent.
She kind of cocks her head when he does that. Blink. And I'm like, I don't think so.
See what else I can glean.
See.
Safe. The image fades. Talvin, go ahead and make one more perception check.
Took an extra watch. Perception?
15.
15.
Fuck.
As you're sitting there, staring off into the woods. Knowing what you saw, no, you're just staring. And then from the other side of the camp, you hear...
God, motherfuck, shit balls. I start walking in that direction. I'm not even gonna wake anybody up. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not waking another motherfucker up for this shit. Towards like the beginning of my second shift, or like the end, or like the
This is like what would have been the middle of Nora's shift, so you still have like half of one shift to go. Zoom's arm is up above his head. Wyatt,
God, come on!
his curled up blade. You can see already, like his blade is in hand, hood is up, but his hair is a little more in his face than before. Jacob is on his side. His mouth just slyly open, and Talal and Jen are both still spooning. But you can see that both of them have this like very slight smile on their face.
What about Wyatt? I feel like he never really actually sleeps. Like, does he look maybe stirry? I can't wait. He'll kill me.
He's curled up.
Nah, I ain't waiting. God, shit. Oh, God. Look what you've done! She literally feels too guilty to wake anybody up because she did this.
You can try and wake one of them up.
Nope.
Did you hear?
Nope. I'm gonna look over at Warrior, poke him awake.
Make a persuasion roll.
Natural 17. Plus persuasion is 23.
Natural 20. To reroll.
There's no way his persuasion's that high. 23? It's like
it's essentially a save. It's like a charisma save.
I pull out a sugar cube.
His eye just lulls open as he snuggles back into it. You gotta persuade him.
I pull out a second one.
You're in the Scooby snack. We got a persuasion roll.
I'll give you a massage when I wake up later. Come on, you know you love them.
What is it?
Oh no, 21.
21. As you hold up the second sugar cube, and at this mention of a massage, his eyes suddenly lull open. He stretches his wings.
I should not have to persuade you for this.
He's just noisily starts chewing on these bits of sugar.
I feel like, listen. Keep an eye out. I'm walking over there for a minute. Don't wake anybody up. Unless something dangerous comes. Don't wake anybody up. Just keep an eye out. And then I'll give him a kiss on the forehead. And I will start walking in the direction of the noise, pulling my blade out, connecting it. I'm not going to light it up yet.
You start walking in that direction and taking out your blade, locking it, and you hear, no. Running off further into the woods.
Are there any horses nearby me right now? There's like 14. I gotta have one of them that I walk past. He's gonna be like sussing those right next to you, goddammit.
I was gonna say roll a d12.
Oh, a d12?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out which one that is. 12! Oh no.
12. It's Kiwi. Kiwi's nearby.
Okay, I'm gonna unhook Kiwi from his thing. I'm gonna give him like a little scratch. Be like, and I'm just gonna start leading him towards where I heard the noise a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can find tracks.
Yawns and just lazily starts walking over to the area and make a nature check. Actually, no, this one would be survival.
Survival?
This would be survival.
That is 25.
25, you do pick up tracks.
I'm going to
These ones are
follow.
slightly smaller than the other ones that you saw before.
Smaller. Okay, copy. I'm going to follow them a little bit.
Okay, you hop on to Kiwi, or do you stay on foot?
Yeah, I'll hop on and follow them.
You hop on here. You begin heading off into the woods. Get at the perception check.
Only about... I'm going to fuck myself with this. Only about like 150 feet. That's kind of far, but yeah. I'll go with like 150 feet, see if I see anything else, like more tracks or something.
You do see the tracks. With what you rolled before, you do pick up the set of tracks that are headed off.
Just one still?
These ones are actually headed northwest. Okay. Or west than north, but they're heading further off into the woods.
Shit. Hold on. You said a perception check, 21. I don't know. You said roll another perception check.
Oh, yeah, I said roll a perception check.
21.
At one point, it looks like they start curving. And out of the corner of your eye, you get to one particular area and you glance out of the corner of your eye and you see something like ducking behind one of the trees nearby.
Can I tell what it might look like? Or does it go?
Based on your glance, you know that it's a horse. Equine in nature. Based on what you see out of the corner of your eye as you're glancing about through this pitch dark forest, you just so happen to pick up.
How far away from me?
Probably about 100 feet heading back south.
Heading back towards our camp?
Southwest. So not directly back to your camp, but
I will
relatively in
follow
that
it
direction.
another. God damn it! That's already 150 feet. I will follow it another 50 feet since it's technically headed in the general direction back of my camp. And then if I don't see anything, then I'll probably...
As you're following along that extra 50 feet, with your passive perception, you hear this loud whinny.
Oh dear.
Which you know to be warrior.
I turn tail. To turn tail.
You yank Kiwi and you begin heading back off in that direction. At which point you hear running through the woods.
Motherfuck. Like ahead of me?
It's ahead and to your right as you're heading back.
Oh no. So how far away am I from the camp? 150, 200 feet?
Yeah.
I don't have anything. Oh, I have thaumaturgy. I will cast thaumaturgy and start making like just loud noises in the general general direction of the camp. Just any loud noise I can make. Thunder rolling, earth cracking in half, everything, boulders falling, rocks, metal. I don't care.
You begin making these loud crashing sounds.
I'm gonna wake everyone up. And it's gonna literally be nothing, and they're all gonna put me on a fucking spike. Can I already tell? Literally cook me like
This is everyone's rolls to wake up.
Do I roll to wake up? Again?
Hang on, it would be this.
Again?
And this. All things, as you are riding back, you all of a sudden see all the 9 horse or the 8 horses before. All of the horses have been cut loose and are currently in the process of running. And you see Warrior is currently wings flaring, stomping at this half humanoid, half equine individual who is currently not attacking, but using only defensive motions to keep Warrior back.
Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. Bet, bitch.
As you're riding past, you see some of them are running past you into the woods, and you see another figure, actually two other figures. One of them looking very similar to the one that you saw before, and then another one that was the smaller one nearby. They're currently encouraging the horses to run.
I will kill all of them single-handedly. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. They're centaurs. I like centaurs though. So this kind of sucks. Does he look like he's trying to get Warrior to leave, or he's just defending him off because Warrior?
He's defending currently.
Because Warrior's a good boy. Yes.
He's currently defending.
But he doesn't look like he's gonna try to like take him, does he?
You roll an insight check because this is all happening in the moment. Oh, this is what you're seeing. It's not like in an instance like, oh, I can get this entire readout. As you're riding up, you see it looks like he's using defensive motions in order to stop Warrior from advance, to stop from coming at him.
Okay. What direction are the horses running?
They're heading past you, so they're heading west into the woods. As you come riding up, he sees you coming up and immediately backs up and starts making a bolt for it into the woods, leaving Warrior and the rest behind. Taking off.
I so badly just want to fucking throw a spear in his back, but I'm not gonna do it because it's just horses and they're horse people. If they eat them, then that's gonna be on my conscience. It's fine. I'm just gonna let him go. I'm just gonna jump off of Kiwi, still holding on to him, and just go check on Warrior. Because he's all I really care about. He's a good boy.
He's just being all stompy and snorty.
Look at that great big war horse. He's so handsome.
His wings are just out and in their full glory in the night, just flaring.
And I'm just giving him all the noodles. Just all the cuddly things. It's so cute. It's so cute. Just so handsome.
You glance over your shoulder and see that particular individual has stopped at the edge and then takes off further into the woods.
I'll use my voice to project that way so that maybe hopefully it's not just only loud in that direction that he's going. I'll just be like, don't fucking come back. These are ours.
Okay.
No intimidation check because I have an advantage on those.
You can go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Not super good. 17.
Okay.
I'll make my eyes flare too. No, I'm just kidding. I don't need to do that. That's too much.
Go back after calming down Warrior and tying up Kiwi. As you look at the line that the various horses were attached to, it does seem like they were severed cleanly.
So it doesn't.
You do see, and you see a few arrows nearby.
Okay. So they're long-range creatures.
You do hear,
Yeah, she's.
Taliban? Taliban!
Who's that? Hello?
It's Talal.
What's up? What's up? You're awake. Did I wake you?
He's running at the edge currently. It took him a second in order to get to where the edge was happening, and even then he wasn't sure what he could do. But he's like, I heard the sounds of crashing. I opened my eyes and nothing was actually happening. I ran to the edge. Is everyone all right? Everyone still seems to be asleep.
No, it was just, it appears our little stalking friends were a pack of centaurs after our horses.
Oh. Oh.
They got
Oh,
all the
dear.
extra ones, but seem all our horses are still here. Like okay, yeah.
They're also there. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like they just got they were just after the other people's horses, so hopefully they don't come back. Hopefully.
Well, I'm glad everyone's all right. Glad you're all right. You woke up and you were gone. Wait, it's Zoom's watch? Should have been Nora's watch. Why isn't she awake?
She was just super peaceful, and I already woke her up once, and she's already mad at me. So I'm just gonna kind of let it lie with her for a little while longer. So the last time this happened, I got a Zoom talk. So hey, now I get a Nora one.
I hope I'm not prying, and I'm in no position to do so. Things have been a little bit off between you two lately.
I mean, she's pretty mad at me. So
Jin indicated that something had happened, but had not necessarily told me. Trust her instincts when it comes to these things, but, yeah, seeing as I've...
limit doesn't take, well, yeah. Oh, right.
I owe you a great deal. If there's anything I can do to help amend whatever might be severed,
No, it's literally only my fault. It's just, people in their, I get secrets in a way, I guess. I guess it was like a big secret, and I kind of just, like, laid it out there for everyone to see without her permission, and she's not real into that kind of stuff. And, because y'all know me, super rash.
see?
I'm gonna like sit down in front of him. I'm just gonna be like, look, I'll just lay it out real honest, because Jen already knows, and I think everybody over here already knows now. So I feel really bad that you're the last one knowing. But
All right. You don't have to.
we have
tell me.
Nope. Sometimes.
I'm sorry. What?
Sometimes, the two of us can summon celestial wings. That's the secret. And apparently, it is supposed to be a super well-guarded secret, and that didn't comprehend on my end.
I see.
Yep. And she's super mad at me for it. And I've just been kind of trying to apologize to everybody for giving everybody a jump scare. Those two, and I point towards Jacob and Wyatt, they were definitely going to leave. Zoom was going to, I think he seemed okay with it, but not really like, it's hard to get a vibe sometimes. But yeah, no, they were going to leave, and then she's just super mad because, well, I mean, yeah, but obviously she has every right to be mad, but yeah, I just, act before thinking most of the time, apparently. And it caught up to me. Well, it usually does, but definitely this time.
See. Sorry that happened.
I bring my own misfortune upon myself at this point.
I do believe we have that in common.
No wonder I like you so much.
Apologies, I'm taken.
Oh, not like that. Well, frenzies. That's weird. Okay.
I thought that night, as he glances over without hesitation now as he looks at his almost completely reformed wing at his right-hand side. The original tears and chips that had been in it before, where he had originally been healing on his left and his right also, have been completely mended. on that side. There's just the very tip is still that very this smoky kind of opaque color. He looks. He's like, what the night this happened? A lot had happened, obviously. I thought I remember seeing something when you pulled me out. I thought I might be hallucinating, but evidently not.
Yeah, I think
Very well.
I did that to you and Zoom, if I'm being honest. But yeah.
Well, rest assured, your secret is safe.
Well, it's not a secret among this group, but yeah, maybe to other people. And I will.
Of course.
I know that for the future.
Really good to these things in mind.
Talvin literally never uses her wings in real life again. Too scared. Talvin, use your wings. No!
You're fine.
No! Scarred forever. It was just one more trauma she needed and it broke the camel's back.
That's not how we end.
I still haven't told her about my brother. Technically, Jacob's the only one that knows unless he told Wyatt. Oof. Yeah, I'm just, full of great decisions in here.
Aren't we all?
Live and learn, I guess.
She will come around, I'm sure.
It might take her an extra couple days, because I definitely woke her up mid-dream, so that definitely probably added to the rage in a whole different way. It'll be fine. I'll make her some nice tea or something. I don't know.
I'm sure she'd appreciate that. Do you want to get some rest? I can finish out the watch. You don't have to wake up. Well, and Zoom said he was going to take a last little bit of watch.
I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, like, if you don't mind.
Consider it done.
Okay. Thank you.
One last thing. I know you said this was a experiment or so, but he glances down at the ring that's on his finger currently, and then glances back at his forming wing. If I take this off, do I even want to know? Oh, I've already determined. I don't think it'll leave, do you? Take this off.
From what Nora said, no, it shouldn't. But I mean,
This relief just washes over his face as he instinctually just sits back on the ground.
I mean, like, if it comes down to it, it's yours.
No, I couldn't do. No.
It's really. Unless I lose a limb, we might fight for it.
You could gladly take it back.
I probably just definitely jinxed myself, but. Yeah, fuck. God damn it. It's fine.
Madison's like, we can chop limbs off now?
Yes! Lava everywhere.
Then the question is going to be, instead of what age did you leave home, it's how many limbs did you lose?
It took me a second. How many limbs do you have left? None. Okay, then sit your ass down. I'm not standing. Oh.
You're like that guy from the Holy Grail. You're a loony. You don't have any arms left. I can still smash you.
She buys. She literally buys coconuts and
your wings just to get on Warrior. To the there.
Only once a day, so I have to stay on him all day.
Yeah. No, to get off, you just fall off.
1d8 damage.
Every time.
Ooh.
Anyway, he eventually makes his way back up onto the pack. Just as a test, as he gets to the edge, he lets out this cautious breath and begins fluttering his wings, and he does get an inch or so off before he lets himself back down. Yeah.
Just think one day you'll just be soaring through the air again.
Hopefully sooner than later.
All right, well I'm gonna go pass out.
You curl up and go to
I'm gonna
sleep.
get Warrior to lay down, and I'm gonna like massage him just a little bit as I fall asleep, and promise him more in the morning as I fall asleep.
As you keep trying to fall asleep, he keeps lipping you. He lips at your neck, lips at your ear.
Oh, one in the morning.
He threatens to chew on your hair until you have completed the massage.
Okay. I just let him chew on my hair. It's fine. I like give him a sugar cube. I'm like, just in the morning. I said in the morning. Just.
He chews it right in your ear.
It's comforting.
Eventually drift off to sleep. And thankfully, you open your eyes to see that canopy of stars. Same familiar mountain range, that motionless lake.
Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Pass. Okay. Oh man, is Bea still? She was giving me attitude the last few times. Yeah, god damn it.
Yeah, you got a lecture from Malik and Bea
Yeah, and then was just
torching the
ignoring.
woods.
Yeah, she was just torching the woods.
Yeah.
Do I hear continued lightning torture woods still?
Based on your passive perception? No.
Have you cleared out all the forest yet, Bea? I still see it. No, I'm not gonna say that part. Hey!
Just by your left ear, apparating out of nowhere, you hear, "Not yet."
Ooh, they're gone.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Natural 18 plus 24.
You are dealt only 4 points of lightning damage as you roll and tuck out of the way, just in time as you hear the lightning bolts careen off of Bea's body, sparking across the lake, sparking into the next trees, merging themselves with the ground and coming up and latching onto your form. You resist most of the effect, however, you still feel your nerves buzzing.
It's been a little while for that. Feels the same. Feels like home.
And here I was thinking that you weren't going to say hello to me first. To go to sit on your knees and pray. Oh dear Lestrade, please, for the love of all that is holy, don't have Bea electrocute me.
Did I do that? I might have done that. Well, it was worth a shot.
Well, wanted me.
Do you want to
Wouldn't.
train? Can we train tonight? Do you want
Can
to
you?
electrocute me into oblivion like we do?
Oh, I do love that idea.
I almost enjoy it as much as you, but probably not as much. And maybe in a different way.
Well, let's see what you can handle.
Oh, beans.
She sits perched in my... Hope you're ready.
I'll summon my wings first.
Go ahead and do the one-hit wonder. Or the three,
I'll do
depending
one.
on how you're feeling.
Natural 17! That is 24.
24.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for that natural one. It's gonna be real bad when it does happen. Could be really
You
bad.
take that step forward and you hear with this crack of lightning and thunder. Those dark, smoky gray celestial wings form at either side, dipped in that very faint, soft white. Little flecks of lightning careening off the sides, dark streaks, almost look like lightning on each individual feather. Oh, you think that's supposed to be intimidating? Well, let me show you what I can do then.
Bring it on.
She gets down. Oh?
I'll step forward.
Step forward, you grab onto the side of her face and grab onto her, just above her shoulder, as she lets you have it. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I need to get my Constitution saving throw up, so whatever I need to do, we need to make that happen. It's so bad. Natural 20! Natural 20! Which is only 23, but natural 20!
Nicely done.
Natural 20. As you feel this, you see it bubbling in her chest, bubbling it in her eyes, before she gets this sinister smile. And she opens her mouth, beam comes and launches itself directly from her mouth, directly into your chest. You let out this gasp. Doesn't hurt as much as you thought it would. Still seizes your body for 6 points of lightning damage. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, that is only 12.
It is only a 12. Oof. You were dealt 17 points of lightning damage. As this time,
That's not good.
in her entire body, it tenses this time as focused now through her eyes and through her entire face almost becomes this swirling ball of energy as it launches directly harder into your chest. You feel the wind knock directly out of you. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Natural 18, 21.
21. You are only dealt 4 points of lightning damage this time. As once again you feel that energy coursing up your hands, up your arms, racking your entire body. You glance over desperately for something to cling onto, and you can see these almost like Tesla coils, these little sparks of electric energy sparking off of your wings. You swear that the ends themselves are these glowing beacons of energy and light. Make another Constitution saving throw.
18. 15 plus 3.
18. You're dealt another 5 points of lightning damage as this energy once again, this time, hackles on her neck raise and seem to connect directly. These two lightning bolts streaking out, connecting with those points on your wings.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Make another Constitution saving throw.
Natural 19. 22.
Oof. You are dealt 9 points
Oh dear.
of lightning damage.
Oh dear.
You're getting close.
As you feel the
Also
energy
close.
seizing your body. What are you at right now?
15.
Oof. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Man, fuck. 16.
16.
Plus 3.
You are only dealt 3 points of lightning damage this time around.
Okay.
As this time you feel it seizing the ground, you feel your feet just burning as the energy is connecting you, grounding you there. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay, well. 16 again. Oh, shit.
Make another Constitution saving throw as you are dealt 3 more points of lightning damage.
Oh, 9. 16 plus 3, 19.
19. Okay. As you exhale once again, you are dealt. This time you are only dealt 1 point of damage.
You said 1 or 2?
It's 1.
I thought she was about to say 9 points of damage. I was going to be like,
No, as you are dealt 1 point, a single point of damage, you feel something just connecting your spine. And you realize it's that electric energy that is from the tips of your wings beginning to course down through your veins and just locking into your spine. Get another Constitution saving throw.
21.
21. You take 4 points
Oh dear.
of lightning damage. As you feel your body seizing, racking to its core. Another Constitution saving throw.
I know.
Come on, man.
15.
Oh no.
You're so lucky. You're dealt 2 points of lightning damage. The energy does not fade as she leans into it and she says, "Fall. Go on. Fall." Another Constitution saving throw.
So close.
I don't have time to no, I don't have time to do anything. 18, 21.
2 points of lightning damage.
That's the exact number.
Yeah, I'm out.
As your body connects, you feel weightless.
Fucking A. If I hadn't had that
Suddenly there's
17.
this warmth course through your body as you're brought back to 1 point. She curls around your body and catches you as you fall. Still counts as a success.
Ooh.
If you failed that last save, that would have been it.
fail.
But since you succeeded, even though you were passing out, you still succeeded.
So lucky.
I have 6 total successes now.
You were so close too.
Woo.
Maybe you could wear that ring of regeneration when you go to sleep. It automatically heals you a certain amount.
I know, but it's every 10 minutes.
Yeah, but
It would have bamfed you another 6 points. Pop, pop.
I know, but I wasn't wearing it.
yeah, but if you did,
Oh.
You were. Maybe it would work. You don't know.
I could have it.
As you're laying there gasping for air, you feel almost, if you could see the inside of your lungs, they would be blackened and charred. You just feel like you've been punched in the gut, as if you've fallen from the top of one of the great stalactites and just smacked hard on the ground. The wind just knocked out of you. As you're laying there, you feel your wings just laying over Bay's form. Ever so faintly, with your passive perception, you hear, "I'm actually proud that you decided not to go after that family."
Well, as long as they didn't take Warrior, I guess. They had it, would have been.
You know, this energy beginning to build up. What was that?
nothing. Me too.
Hmm.
Me too.
No, I don't think I heard you. I think I heard absolutely nothing.
No, nothing. I immediately heal myself. I'm just kidding. 6 points. Ow!
Gah! Well, if you're absolutely done, I'd have you get off my fur.
I'll get up. But
Good.
I went to sleep with my notebook around in my pouch. Because I wanted to show her that piece that I did of her and my mom.
Did you go to sleep with it in your arms, or
I mean,
did you
I was
go to sleep with it
thinking-
nearby?
I wanted to show it to her.
Did you go to sleep massaging warrior with sugar cubes in your hands or did you have your book in your hands?
One-handed massage. I was thinking about it, so I
Would warrior really stand for something like that? I'm just throwing it out there.
No. But it would have been like near me. Fucking shit. Damn it. Warrior 80. So damn smart.
You see what you hear?
Not you two. I don't need any more people in my head. I like as I stand up, I like pat to see if I have it on me, and I'm like, God, fuck. I was like, I made something for you, and oof.
Oh, you shouldn't have. Is it a tattoo?
We're still on that. Okay.
I hope it's a design just for me. If not, and if it's not something that I can consume, I don't really know if I'd be interested.
Well, tomorrow then I will show you. I will have to show you tomorrow because I don't have it.
Oh, goody. I can't wait. That's all. Or do you want to go again? I did have so much fun. At which point you actually hear this deep voice rumbling from across the water. Do not torment her any further. This flaming silvery blue eyes of your lupine celestial guide.
And I just like slowly kind of back away from Bane. I'm like, tomorrow though, full health. You go 110%, but today you wouldn't get much out of me now.
I have to pull my punches. Oh dear. Fine, go off and play with your puppy. I'll be over here, doing whatever it is I do by myself. Oh, woe is me. Sauntering off into the woods.
I just kind of like smile and shake my head. I'm like, that's a catchphrase somewhere. We go join Malik.
He's sitting there at the edge of the water, staring into it, and watches as you cross around the rim all the way back to him.
Oh, wait, do I still have my wings? How long's it been? Because that was only.
It's been about a minute as you walk over. Well, actually, this is a different kind of realm, so you technically still have them. They're laid against your back.
I'm gonna fly across the lake to him instead of walking, because I have wings on. Why would I walk?
Fly across the water.
Of all the bad things that have already happened to me, that can't happen today. Yes, I do it anyway. Even though the DM gave me the "you probably shouldn't do that" voice.
I was just asking. I just asked, are you going to fly over the water?
I mean, like, high above the water. I'm not, like, skimming the water.
Roll a d20 for me.
A what?
Roll a d20 for me.
I should have the voice, man. 10. Goddamn 10. Fuck you. Bae's gonna fucking electrocute me out of the sky via the water. She's been fucking waiting for this. Yeah.
Take that moment as you take off that running, and you jump, and you begin gliding over the water.
No, I'm not gliding over the. I'm above, way above the water. Not near the water. Not near the water.
Spiral up. Being gliding over the water. Is something in it?
No. No, there's not. No, there's nothing there. My mind plays tricks on me.
Looks familiar.
No, it doesn't.
Look at it.
No. I don't know what it could be. It could be 1,000 different things. Oh no. I didn't look last time. That's all she can think about right now. She sees something familiar. She's like, the last time I didn't look last time and it's still killing me.
Look?
No, I don't look. I rolled a 15. It's above the 10. I don't look.
You avert your gaze, focusing only on your celestial guide, and glide across the remainder of the water before descending, landing on the ground a few feet from him.
I missed something either really bad or something super cool. I'll never know.
Maybe you
No.
ask him.
I'm going to. I like land and I like glance back at the water, like ready to see like some giant form fucking come out and snatch me.
No.
Do I still see anything as I like kind of glance back, like just kind of like a?
No. Perfectly still, perfectly quiet.
I'll like glance over at Malik and be like, "Do you see things in the water? Like I know we see things in the water when we go in the water, but like, do you just see things in the water?"
Do I see things in the water, or did I just see something in the water?
Did you just see something in the water?
No, did you?
I might have, but I didn't look at it because I don't trust the water.
I see. Sometimes this place is different. That same familiar deep voice just echoing all around you. Silvery blue flaming eyes. Just these flames licking at the side as he looks. Like sometimes this place has been known to show elements, pieces and fragments. What could be, has been.
So should I not look in the water? Because, like, I never really have, except for the one time with Bae.
There was time where another entity did communicate with you through the water,
Yeah,
but that was because of the trajectory you were on. It was because your path was beginning to merge with another's. And that alternative moment was there before you. You could have seized it, but instead chose to come back. Reside on the path you were on. Looking into the water itself, as long as you have the will to look away, not necessarily a dangerous thing. But I can understand your apprehension. This place is indeed an interesting one. Even those on the prime-material plane stay away from it as often as they can.
Do you not see anything when you look in the water?
From time to time. Do you think I was able to find you?
Wait, what? What did you just say?
How do you think I was able to find you?
Through the water?
Elements of it, yes.
Water. Sweetie can show you the. Oh, that just sounds dangerous. We're not even going to go down that rabbit hole. Oh dear. But that's super cool. It just showed, like you looked into it and it just showed you me?
Elements. Pieces, fragments. I had to figure things out for myself, as I often have to.
That's kind of dope. So then, curiously, if two people were to look at the water at the same time, would they see the same thing? Would they see something unique to each person? Or,
Something different, oftentimes.
interesting.
Look into the water now and do not see anything.
I'm definitely too scared to look in the water. I'm not gonna look in the water. I wonder if I was seeing the same things Faye was seeing last time. Curious to ask her now.
Could call her over.
No.
Sure, that would please her.
I only have like 1 hit point. Tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow when I'm at full health again. I'll do that. I'll be fine for now. Whew. I'll let my wings fade now. I've just been walking around with my wings on. I'm like, they're so white and fluffy.
As they dissipate, these sparks of energy.
Ooh. This lightning training it better pay off because I think my lungs are actually messing up a little bit.
Here. Leans over and with a quick nudge of his muzzle against the top of your head, you feel your lungs clear up. You feel yourself return back to your fullest potential.
My fullest potential. Thank you.
You had asked questions of me before, I think.
A few, yes. Oh, I think I asked him about if he could find out, like, if anyone that had been working closely with my parents was no longer working with my parents. Working with my brother now. Like, if there was, like, anyone that we had been working with really closely and now all of a sudden was like, oh, I don't really work with them anymore. Shit's weird over there. Or, like, if anybody really knew what happened. Or if it had all been kind of covered up.
There was one family whom you have not spoken with in quite some time that has seemingly lost communication. This is the only one I was able to locate. There were other families in communication with your family. No, that was the other one. The Fevara.
Madison, you already know.
Faevara.
Vara. Say that again?
Yeah. Fevara.
Fevara?
Fevara. You would remember that Horus Fevara was the ruler at the time. But the power has just transferred to his daughter, Rylan.
Say her name again, Ivan?
Rylan. Rilyn.
Like recently?
Within the past 5-6 years.
And you're saying that they no longer do business with my family, my brother?
That is correct.
So Horus was doing business, but then when she came into power, she cut it off.
Right at the end of Horus's reign was when they lost communication with your family. And when Rylan took power, did not extend the same invitation. Southeast of your home, not terribly far from this place.
Would it be a bad idea to visit her? And maybe see if she knows anything? Or
It is a determination that you must make. your quest.
Is her father still alive?
Yes. He was ill and had some sort of sickness of the mind.
Of course he did.
So, he is still present, although more forgetful, which is why the transfer of power went to his daughter Rylan. She is young, but fierce. Their family's motto is enough talk, if that gives you any indication of their character.
I like her already. Probably won't like her when I meet her. Let me buy.
$5 says you're not gonna like her.
$5 says I'm gonna like her for like the first
3
time I
minutes.
meet her, and then after that I'm just gonna come back and be like, nah, I don't like her.
I hate her. Like, she gave you a place to stay. She gave you all of this stuff. Why do you hate her? I don't know. I just hate her.
I hate her. We need to leave now.
That's the trend.
That's it. I can't help it. I mean, I think that would. They're not into any nefarious business that we know of, right? They would just. They're not into any crazy stuff, I think. I mean, it'd be a starting point, at least.
No, you all had consistent dealings, and for the most part, they were for the animals that you traded were primarily for various training purposes, or if certain beasts that you were training did not seem to be very well adapted, wasn't there.
Interesting. Wait a second.
Not for slaughter, mind you. For repurposing.
What?
I can certainly look into it.
No, I don't want to waste your time with that. Repurposing.
They have not seen a great war in a considerable amount of time.
That's true.
Your beasts are primarily for war, for defense. They have known a relative peace.
Interesting.
Sometimes your older animals would go there, if I'm not mistaken.
You wouldn't happen to have heard any unease in these 3 times that we're currently going towards in your travels, perchance?
There is always unease in the east.
I think you told me that one.
Primarily further to the north and much further east. Closer to Anthea, the territories have constantly been in turmoil, although I have not heard anything as of late. You can look into it if you wish.
Well, I don't know if that's really connected to my brothers, but I do owe her a favor. Oh, I haven't told him that I scried on my other brother, did I? No, I haven't told him. Oh, so I did do a thing.
Thing.
Yeah, I mean...
You're terribly specific when you are guilty of something.
Terribly.
Get the tone of voice.
You know me so well. The sprite. What is her name? I can't remember. Spice. I was like, it starts with an S, and I got nothing. Completely blanked out. Spice. I had her scry on Bjorn, and I wrote it down. Let's find my scrying. Let's see.
They're dangerous gamble, don't you think?
Yeah, but she's not with us anymore, so now I won't have the opportunity to do that. I can stop making that poor decision, but I just could not help myself, really. As usual, God, I'm seeing a really big trend in my life currently. Man. Well, she succeeded in scrying on him. Besides the point. Okay. Did you say that I didn't recognize where he was. Like, I knew he was in the castle, but I didn't recognize the room he was in.
No, you recognized it.
Oh,
It was the main hall where you all would have meals, where you all would have meetings and certain lessons. I mean, it was like the main hall,
Okay,
but
so it was the main hall. Because I just
things
wrote
seemed
dark
slightly
cavern.
different, slightly off.
I wrote dark cavern room, long stairs. So that was bad.
It went up and through one of the towers. So the way that the scrying works is it went up through one of the towers and descended all the way down to the stairs into the grand hall where you all would usually be.
Okay. It seemed like he was at a dinner in the main hall with a lot of white cloaked figures. And he was talking about understanding more in the tunnels. And then I didn't catch, somebody said something, and he said not to bother them. He said he's catching wind and to send adversaries. God, I did not get a lot. And then I thought, I wrote down everything she said, but it was still pretty choppy. He said that there's a supply ready to ship, and that there's a tight deadline to travel, but it's super far wherever they're going.
Wolves don't have thumbs.
But I think that was all that I got. But I saw one creature. I only saw one other creature, really, there that seemed to, I don't know, back away from him when he walked past it. It had almost aquatic features with black eyes, but everyone was wearing long white cloaks and super hooded, and I could only see like the bottom half of his face. Oh man. I didn't get to hear everything that he was saying. I only got it in short spurts.
Alec looks very concerned at this point. His brow furrowed, this lupine brow furrowed. He's like, this is certainly more information than Jasper and I were able to glean when we were there. Sounds like you were at the heart of it all. Even if it was just for a moment.
It was just, I wasn't paying enough attention.
Much of what we've done has been blocked arcanely and so forth, which is why we decided to go there physically. The fact that this young Spice was able to penetrate or slip through the cracks, as it were, is both fascinating.
She's very powerful.
And terrifying. I hope she is not discovered. She would be a great boon. She would be a great ally in this search for information, especially if she can peer on individuals without being detected. I myself can do such things on occasion, but I certainly have my limitations.
She's very strong for someone so young. I hope I didn't get her into trouble unwarranted. That would not weigh on my conscience very well.
As do I.
Gonna have to warn Citron about that now. Ooh. But that creature, I didn't recognize. Do you know what it could be?
No. There are many different kinds of creatures. Based on that description alone, I can't say for sure. You said it was in league with your brother, and you didn't recognize it.
No, I just know that when he walked past it, it recoiled away from him. It seemed to move away from him as he walked towards.
Evidently, he has much influence over whatever this kind of creature is.
You're saying he could potentially have control over it, and he's not. The creature might not be working for him willingly.
To say, willing is such a subjective term. You may be willing or working for someone, but not willingly. Or you may be willingly working because you are afraid of the potential repercussions you may suffer because of it. I can look into it if you'd like. See if Jasper and I can get any further than what we were before.
I mean,
Things have changed slightly in the underground since your time there. New tunnels, new systems, new areas.
it seems to have gotten more dangerous. It seems to have gotten worse.
Literally. There's much to think about. Think about your next steps. Plans that you need me to assist with. That is everything.
Yeah.
And but to retire. Some proper sleep.
Thank you. I will definitely have to discuss this with Nora when we wake up. I will. Yep. Oh, man, she's still mad at me. Yikes! And then I woke her up. Oh.
Just approach her. Be cordial, be kind, apologetic. Yeah, they can be hard. Sleep well, Tulipin, and be safe. See the vision beginning to fade before you as he stands and begins walking off into the woods. Obsidian, lupine form, meshing with the shadows until there's nothing left.